All right, everyone, buckle up because we are diving deep into K-pop today.
Ooh, exciting.
I know, right? Specifically, we're going to unpack all the hype around BLACKPINK Rosé's new single, APT. And get this, it features Bruno Mars.
Wow.
I know, huge, right?
Yeah, what a pair.
So to help us unpack all of this, we've got articles from Singapore and CNA Lifestyle, giving us some different takes on this whole thing.
Awesome.
So let's just jump right in, even though we don't have the lyrics to analyze yet.
Right.
Both of these articles describe APT as having like this super infectious energy.
Yeah.
So, expert speaker, as our resident music expert, what is it about this pairing, Rosé and Bruno Mars, that you think just makes it work so well?
Well, it's interesting, right? Because K-pop, it's all about those really catchy hooks and that high energy.
Oh, yeah.
And then you bring in Bruno Mars, who is like...
It's like smooth.
Smooth, yeah.
A hit maker.
The man's got range.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you blend those two together, you're pretty much guaranteed to get something that's going to get stuck in your head.
Yeah. But it's also the surprise of it, right?
You're so right. This collab seemed to come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like 1 minute we're all just going about our lives, and the next, Rosé and Bruno Mars.
Exactly. And you know what? This whole surprise release thing, it's becoming a trend.
Really?
Yeah. Instead of, like the old days with the big announcements weeks ahead.
Right.
They're using social media to just like drop it on us.
It's true. And remember those photos on Instagram of Rosé and Bruno Mars playing Korean drinking game?
Yes.
Like what?
I love that.
So good.
It felt very real, very authentic.
Exactly. Like they were actually having fun.
Yeah.
Which makes it even better.
Yeah, totally.
Speaking of BLACKPINK, though, the CNA article mentioned other members branching out, too. Like Jennie working with The Weeknd and Lisa collaborating with DJ Snake and Rosalia.
Right.
Is this like a strategic thing?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, are they trying to reach new audiences, beyond the K-pop fans?
Yeah.
Or is it more about the artists themselves, like finding their own sound, exploring?
It's got to be both.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of both.
Right. So interesting. And on that note, let's talk for a sec about Rosé's solo career.
Okay.
Because the Singapore article mentions she's signed to the Black label.
Yeah.
Which I learned is like a subsidiary of YG Entertainment.
It is.
Which is interesting because that's not who BLACKPINK as a group is signed to.
Right.
So is this a normal thing in K-pop? Like having separate representation for group stuff versus solo stuff?
It's actually more common than you might think.
Really?
Yeah. It's not unusual at all for idols to have different teams for their group activities and then their own solo projects.
So it's like having a separate manager for your day job and then your side hustle.
Exactly.
That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
So, okay, I get it. So then with Rosé being signed to the Black label, even though it's kind of under the YG Entertainment umbrella, does that suggest that she's trying to go in a different artistic direction than what we've seen from BLACKPINK?
That's a great question, and that's what makes this so interesting.
Right.
So the Black label, they're known for hip-hop and R&B, which is a bit of a different vibe than BLACKPINK.
Totally.
So it seems like Rosé might be leaning into those influences more with her solo work.
Okay, so fascinating. I am loving this. This is why we do these deep dives.
It is fun to connect the dots.
Right. So her collab with Bruno Mars, it's like a little peek into this new sound she might be developing.
Exactly. It makes you wonder, are we about to see a whole new side of Rosé? A side we haven't seen before.
This is what I live for. It's like those before and after pictures, but with music.
Yeah.
We've seen her be amazing with BLACKPINK, and now we're getting this glimpse of her evolving as a solo artist.
Totally.
Like, is this just the beginning of K-pop taking over the world?
I mean, it's hard to deny the impact K-pop's having on music globally.
It's true.
It's gone from this niche thing to a global phenomenon. And these collaborations, they just prove it, You've got artists from all genres recognizing how talented K-pop artists are.
Yeah, it's amazing. And honestly, who doesn't love a good musical mashup?
Yeah.
It's like the whole world is coming together through music.
I'm here for it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, but going back to Rosé for a sec, since we're on the topic of collabs.
Yeah.
If you could pick anyone, and I mean anyone, who would be your dream collab for her next?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I know, right? The possibilities are endless.
They really are. If we're talking pure fantasy, I think someone with a really soulful voice and amazing songwriting skills, that would be incredible.
Big guess. Like who? Give me names.
Imagine Rosé with John Legend.
Oh my gosh.
Or Adele.
Stop. I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
Right. That blend of her voice with their emotion.
Oh my God, it would be incredible.
Like musical dynamite.
Okay, we need to make this happen.
Right. Let's put it out into the universe.
Yes, manifest it. Okay, but now I need to know who you would pair with the other BLACKPINK members.
Oh, that's a whole other episode.
I know, right?
Yeah, a whole other deep dive for sure.
Seriously. Okay, but before we get too far off track,
Right.
you know what's interesting? The CNA article mostly focused on Jenny and Lisa's collaborations.
Yeah.
And they were both with women.
That's true.
So are there any male artists out there who you think would be a good fit for Rosé or even the other BLACKPINK members?
Oh, for sure.
Right.
BLACKPINK, they can blend genres so well.
They really can.
So I think the key is to find someone who can match that.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Like, what about Khalid?
Ooh, yes.
He's got those soulful R&B vibes.
He does.
I think he could create something really special with any of them.
Okay, stop. I'm already obsessed with that idea.
Right.
Khalid and BLACKPINK.
Imagine it.
I am. Okay, but also
Yeah.
Dua Lipa.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
The energy of a Dua Lipa BLACKPINK collab.
Don't even get me started.
Right.
See, this is why I love these deep dives.
That's fun to explore.
We start off talking about one thing
Yeah.
and then end up down this rabbit hole of possibility.
Totally. That's what happens when you bring music into it.
It's true. And honestly, there are just so many talented artists out there.
So many.
The possibilities really are endless.
They are. Like, who knows what musical magic is waiting for us in the future?
You said it. All right, everyone. Let's recap this whirlwind deep dive, shall we? We've got APT, this absolute banger of a track that seemingly appeared out of thin air.
Out of nowhere.
I know, right? A collab that broke the internet the second it dropped.
The power of surprise.
Right. And we've got hints of Rosé's evolution as a solo artist, exploring new sounds, pushing boundaries.
It's exciting to see.
It really is. And it's clearer than ever that K-pop's global takeover is far from over. In fact, I'd say it's just getting started.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Expert speaker, this has been so fun. Thank you for taking this deep dive with
This
me.
was a blast.
And listeners, remember to keep those playlists open to the unexpected, because you never know what musical magic awaits.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because it made me realize the CNA article really only highlighted Jenny and Lisa's collabs.
Yeah.
And those were all women they worked with,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. But it does make you wonder, are there any male artists you think would be a good fit?
Oh, yeah, tons.
Right.
Like, I think someone like maybe Post Malone?
Ooh, interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
He's got that kind of laid-back vibe, you know,
Yeah.
but also those catchy hooks.
He does. He does.
I think that could be really cool.
Okay, yeah. That's a good one.
Right.
See, I love these kinds of conversations.
Me too.
And-
Fun to imagine the possibility.
It is. And it just shows you how global music has become.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, K-pop is not just this separate thing anymore.
No, it's everywhere.
Right. It's influencing everything.
And it's being influenced by everything else.
Exactly. All right, well, that feels like a good place to wrap things up, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. So there you have it, folks. APT, Rosé, and Bruno Mars.